know.
How are we, mate?
Good. Happy Friday.
You too,
Was
you
it the
too.
5th of September, mate? Not far. Christmas is around the corner.
Mate, how quickly is this year gone?
This year's flown by. Absolutely flown by. It's insane.
Like,
I can't.
I can't believe we literally have 3 months left of the year.
Mm. What's nice though, living in Australia though, when you come to September, mate, it's summertime. Well, in spring now, but then summer.
Yeah,
So it's the good. It's good. It's a good time of year, to be honest. The weather's great. It's good. It gets more social. So I always look forward to this time of year.
don't you miss kind of cold, wintry Christmases though, as an Englishman?
Definitely, definitely missed Christmas. Christmas in the UK is just, yeah, just like something out of the movies, mate. You know, it's cold. The Christmas lights, the shops. The atmosphere.
Yeah.
I actually absolutely love Christmas. I definitely want to go back soon with the kids.
When was the last time you were home for Christmas?
Ooh, wow. Oh God, when did I go back for Christmas, mate? It's going to be a long time. I can't even that.
Guys, it's
Oh
been that
gosh,
long.
it's been that long, mate. Yes. It would be, I'd say, in about 7 years, I'd say 7, 8 years ago. It'd been that
Mate.
long.
So the kids haven't done like a cold English Christmas.
Nope. So we went back 5 years ago when my dad passed away, and then Finley came, and then since then I only went back on my own last year to see the family, and then yeah, we haven't been back. I mean, obviously COVID ate a big chunk of that time, right? 3, 4 years,
Sure.
and couldn't really do much. But now Theo's 3, we could do a lot more traveling now. You could stick an iPad and he
Yeah.
can sit still. It's like, I mean, when you travel with Mateo, right? He's probably, yeah.
Mate, we just went to Dalesford, which was an hour and a half in the car, and that was a nightmare. So,
Does he sit in front of an iPad at least?
uh, we haven't got to that yet. We just chuck him the phone. Like if all hell breaks loose, then we'll throw a phone back there.
Hmm.
But we haven't got to the stage yet of clipping the iPad to the back of the seat. Because mate, we've slowly done the TV thing, and he's now getting to a point where like he wakes up in the morning, and before he's even had milk or something, he's like TV, TV, and Suras is just like we've created a monster. So, but what can you do? It's the only thing that
Yeah.
works. All right, buddy. Well, there's no football this weekend, so I thought what we would do is we'd talk about the weekend that was, look at your team's result, my team's result. Neither of us are going to be too happy, I'd imagine. And then also look at maybe some of the last minute transfers that went through before the window closed.
Yeah, good
But
ideas. Good,
I
good points.
thought there's no better place to start than the breaking news that was announced today, which is that Mr. Daniel Levy is no longer running Tottenham.
I know, mate. Do you know what? Like 25 years, and I think he's done a really good
25
job. 20,
years.
25 years he was in seat. 25 years. Mate, he's done an incredible job, I think. I mean, he's had a lot of stick. I mean, look, from a transfer market perspective, I think we've had 13 managers under his tenure, right? That's a lot. But look, let's look at the stadium. Look at the positive. The stadium that the legacy that he's leaving with that stadium, mate. It's one of the best stadiums in the world, right? It's definitely up there in the top 5. You could easily put that in there.
Yeah.
He's built a well-run club, financially very stable, very strong. He's pretty much set the club up now to be acquired by some billionaire somewhere around the world, US, Middle East, somewhere. So it looks like the club will probably go in that direction. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. We could be another Chelsea or another Man City, but you never know. But yeah, back to Mr. Daniel Levy.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've got to
man.
say, you're probably. I mean, I spend a lot more time on the kind of social media, YouTube side of things when it comes to like football content creators, and you're very different to the mainstream kind of Tottenham fan who's on YouTube, for example, because they've all been crying Daniel Levy out for years. They hate the guy. They think he's useless. You
Yeah,
know, you speak from a very different place. Are you talking more from a kind of business
business.
practicality point of view?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, definitely from a business perspective. But also when I saw the documentary that they did on Spurs on Prime as well, behind the scenes as well. So you get some good insights about him, how he is a person. Mate, he's a very hands-on chairman. You know, he'll go into the training ground, knows the players. I mean, obviously, I don't know what he's like in person, but you can only go by what you see. But you know, if I just look at the facts and what he's achieved and done for the club, you know, under Harry Redknapp's stewardship, under Pochettino's stewardship, we had some great times, mate. We were in the Champions League. We were fighting top. You know, some finished second a couple of times, third, fourth. So we've had overall a very, you know, good run. Maybe last season's probably the lowest we've been from a position in the league, but we won a trophy from it. So, I'm definitely sad to see him go, but equally I'm excited because, you know, it's like change is always brings something new and different, right? And let's see where this club's going to go. I mean, whoever inherits or picks up this club, Nick, it's not a bad club to buy, mate. To be fair.
No, I think, like you said, you have everything in place to go to that next level. I mean, that's my question to you is, what would you like to see next? Like, do you want that kind of Middle Eastern Saudi sheikh to come in and just go full Man City, Chelsea, or are you looking for a kind of more local, sustainable type approach? Like, what are you looking for?
Well, it's hard to say, mate, to be honest, because I think generally in football, Nick, football's just become a business, a global business at the moment. You know, it's kind of, for me, it's losing those real grassroots about football and what it is. You know, whether we had a big Tottenham fan that buys the club doesn't really make a difference. I mean, the guy that acquired Chelsea, right? He's a big Chelsea fan and stuff like that. I mean, he had a bit of stick when he first got in there as well. So it doesn't really matter who buys the club, as long as the person that buys the club, you know, actually values the club, values the DNA of the club. That's what's important as well, and doesn't run us to the ground, whether they want to be spending a lot of money. But I think, look, mate, Tottenham's been trying to challenge the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Cities, the Chelseas, right, for a long time. We do need big investment, mate. We do need to be. You have to be in this market, mate. I mean, you guys have spent nearly 400 million. Liverpool spent nearly half a billion. I mean, the numbers are high, mate. We can't match that. We can't even compete with that at all.
No, it's hard. I mean, I agree. I think the soul of football is gone, and I think the problem is, like, as an Arsenal fan, I mean, this is the first window where we've really gone all out that I can remember for a long time. But you know, we're one of those kind of sustainable clubs where we're run as a business. You know, my opinion is that the owners think, okay, as long as we get Champions League football, we're moving in a positive direction, we keep going. Whereas I look at the likes of Man City and Chelsea and the money that they drop every transfer window, they're not looking to just stay top four. They're looking to win the big trophies. And so I think there's still a bit of a gap in that mentality between the likes of Man City, Chelsea and Arsenal and Tottenham. But it was interesting because Levy did an interview with Gary Neville on his podcast, like literally 3-4 weeks ago. I think maybe somewhere around. And he didn't strike me as someone that was thinking about finishing up. So I'm just curious, like, do you think he was tapped on the shoulder and said, look, we can either do this the nice way, which is you step down, or do you think it was his decision?
Mate, I think from experience, right, these situations, there's either two outcomes, two situations. He's either done something in order for him to resign so quickly, or this has been planned for months. And I think it's actually been planned for a long time. And Daniel Levy, mate, when you see him talk and stuff, he doesn't give much away. He's got a really good poker face and stuff like that. So I personally think that this has probably been in the making for a long time, mate. Probably into the end of last season. It's been in the making.
I wonder if that played a role in the transfer window you had, because like I said, I've been saying this since we started this channel. Like, for me, you get into the Champions League, you bring in Thomas Frank, and you don't really give him anything. Like, I know you've made a few signings, but I was expecting 6-7 players to come through the door at Tottenham this year, and
which tells me, sorry, Nick, which tells me an acquisition's about to happen.
Maybe.
Because when a business is getting acquired, you don't want to be, you know, spending money, right? They just really want to keep things really lean, which is what they've done. Like you said, the transfer market, we've been really shrewd, like, and very lean in who we've signed.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I love Mr. Levy. I thought he did a great job. So,
You're like,
so I'm not
stay for
gonna lie.
another 25 years. Stay longer.
I'm a little bit nervous about what might be around the corner, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Chelsea have proved that it's not necessarily an overnight fix, no matter who comes through the door. So yeah, it'll probably be a good 12, 24 months before we really know whether it's been a good thing or a bad thing for Tottenham.
Like going back to a point though, before though, Nick, I don't think I remember Liverpool spending so much money in a transfer window either. I mean, you
No.
Liverpool, this like transfer window have been so
Yeah.
aggressive and just haven't been ruthless. I mean, historically, it's always been Man United, Chelsea, and Man City have been the big spenders, but you guys have just topped it all.
Well, I find the Liverpool one the most interesting because it's like Klopp must be sitting there going, what's this all about? Because like you said, they've always been kind of like 50 to 150 mil max in a window, and then they didn't sign anyone last summer. Slot comes in, wins the league, and then you'd think it would just be a case of adding two, three, four players to a title-winning team, and they've just
Yeah.
gone out and absolutely blitzed it.
I don't know,
So
do you know what would be bizarre? What happens with Liverpool this year? Like you said, they didn't spend hardly anything last season, won the league, and now they've spent all this money. They're expecting big things, I'm assuming. Champions League, Premier League. Are
I
they trying
mean,
to build a legacy? Are they trying to do a Man United? Try and win titles after titles after a long period of time.
I think the reality is, I think this might be Salah's last season. I know he's signed a new deal, but was it a 2 or a 3 year deal? A 3 year deal.
Is it three? It might be a three. Yeah.
I think they've signed him to a 3 year deal and said, give us one more season. We'll bring in some superstars who will be able to help you win, obviously, another Premier League, but also be there for when you move on. They'll get good money from him because you'll still have 2 years under contract. So I think they're probably just looking further ahead and kind of covering themselves in that sense. But to bring in that Isak, I mean, that on top of what they've already brought in is just mental.
It is. It
I think
is.
the only saving grace is they didn't get Gay from
Yeah.
Crystal Palace because I do think defensively, despite the fact they brought in the two fullbacks, I think in central defence, if Van Dijk or Kanate go down for a long time,
They're buggered.
they don't have anyone. They've got that young Italian kid who you might know better than me, but they brought in that young Italian kid from
I heard
was it
his name.
Torino or
Sorry, I don't know much about him.
yeah, but he's 20, 21. So I think they have left themselves short in that centre of defence. But you
But
can't knock what they've done.
yeah, but I think with Gay, mate, to be honest, the interesting thing, I think Palace might be in a bit of trouble here. I mean, they're going to potentially lose out on 30 million,
Well, did
pounds.
you apparently what happened? Again, you never know if this is true or not, but apparently what happened was everything was lined up, agreed. Steve Parish had greenlit it, and then the Glasner, the manager of Crystal Palace, basically said, "If you sell him, I'm walking." That's apparently what happened. If
Wow.
you believe the media reports, because
Yeah.
he's lost Eze, they've lost a few others. So he's like, if you sell my captain on the
Yeah.
last day of the window when I can't replace him, I'm walking.
And that could be true because did you see that game a couple of weeks ago when Gay was walking
Against
off the
Chelsea.
pitch against Chelsea? Yeah. He gave the manager the dirtiest look ever, like he was trying to call him over and he just
I don't
ignored him.
blame him. I mean, he's won the FA Cup, their first trophy. Is it ever? Is that their first? Is that their
First
first?
trophy ever, the FA Cup.
He's
Yeah.
won their first trophy ever. Then he starts the season by beating Man City in the Community
In the
Shield,
Community Shield.
and they
Yeah.
haven't really given him any players, and they've already sold Eze. So
Yeah.
I kind of get where he's coming from. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, do you want to talk about the Tottenham result?
I don't really want to talk about it, mate. I mean, it's literally chalk and cheese compared to the Man City game. Last week, I was like on a high after the Man City game, and then you go and watch that, and it was. I mean, like, to be fair, I'm going to give Bournemouth credit. Bournemouth just dominated tactically, man for man. They beat us. They were more hungry, winning their challenges. Mate, it's like the polar opposite, right? We were City, and they were Spurs because that's how it looked. It looked like we couldn't even string a pass together. We couldn't even get past our halfway line. We were just absolutely dog shit.
I watched the 20-minute highlight. You know, you can watch like the 3 minute highlight, the 20-minute highlight, and I watched the 20-minute highlight. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Did you guys actually even have a shot on target in the whole
No,
game?
don't think so. I can't even remember one. No.
Look,
There were,
you've played football at a higher level than me. How do you go from playing like you did against Man City,
yeah.
and then literally 6 days later put in that kind of performance at home? I don't understand how that happens.
God, just casting my brain back when I was
Like,
playing there. How you can go from. I tell you what
how
it could
can
be. There's a word called complacency, right? Where you can go in like you're so confident, like you feel like God, we're onto a good thing. Go into the change room. I don't know if the manager will allow this, but they're either not prepared for it. But I don't know. There's no excuses, mate. There's no excuses. We didn't have a Champions League game. We had a strong squad. We had pretty much the same squad as Man City. Mate, there's no excuses. It's just Bournemouth were the better team on the day, and that's the thing about the Premier League, though, Nick.
yeah,
Right? You have an off day, and any team will beat you. Any team.
I completely agree. That is without question. The one thing with the Premier League is anyone can be beaten on any day, but I'm talking more about the performance in the sense that, like I said, I don't think you had a shot on goal or at least a shot on target. So it's just the drop in performance level is what I can't get my head around. I can understand losing, but to have that level of performance after doing what you did against City is mind blowing to me. And I guess that sums up where Tottenham are and where they've been for a long time now is kind of and why you might continue to struggle this season. But I must admit, I'm surprised with Thomas Frank that he would have let the complacency maybe creep in because
Yeah.
he doesn't strike me as that type of manager. But Bournemouth did look good on the day, and I guess it's just one of those ones you've got to take it and roll on and move on to the next game.
Anyway, can we move on and we talk about Arsenal? There's not much to talk about in that game. We got beat.
Mate, I've got a lot to say about that game, but I
Go on.
won't. Well, okay. To start with, I was extremely confident going into that game, on the premise that Liverpool had shown quite a lot of shakiness in those first two games. Conceding 4 goals in their first 2 games. And I just thought after bringing in Eze, after doing the 5-0, not that I thought the 5-0 against Leeds meant that we were going to go and beat Liverpool, but I just thought there's a good feel-good factor around the club. Pick the right starting 11 and go for it. And we should be able to get at least a goal or 2 against Liverpool. And then it's just a case of can our defence hold out. So then when I saw the starting 11 and saw that he'd put Marino in the 10 and basically put 3 6s in our midfield, and then on the left-hand side had picked Martinelli, I was just like, he's playing for a draw. And this is my thing with Arteta.
It's evident.
Yeah, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon like Carragher and Neville and Scholes, who have said some ridiculous stuff about Arsenal in that game. But my problem is, I thought the first 45 minutes we were really dominant. Like if you actually watch the game, I don't think Liverpool have been dominated like that. Not from a point of we just had shot after shot after shot, but we were in complete control of that first half. I think it's the first time since 2021, and I've done some stat checking here to back me up. First time since 2021 they've had less than 2 shots on goal in the first half at Anfield. Salah didn't have a shot on goal until the 75th minute. So my point is, his tactics worked from a point of control, safety, keeping us in the game, but Liverpool are there for the taking, in my opinion, and he wasn't brave enough to kind of roll the dice. For me, I can understand putting Martinelli on the left from a defensive point of view, backtracking and all that sense, but if you're going to play Martinelli, who offers nothing going forward, don't also put Marino in the 10. Put Eze in there, or if you don't think Eze's had enough time with the team, put Nwaneri, the 18-year-old superstar who's just been offered a 5-year contract, who was unbelievable last season when he was given his opportunity. If he's the heir to Odegaard, put him in the number 10 role. So I just felt like it was just he just played it too safe, and we got caught by an absolute unbelievable free kick.
What a worldie. What a free kick.
He was lining it up. He was lining it up, and in my gut, I was going.
It's one of them ones. You could see it going in.
I just knew it was going to go in, and it went in.
It's like Declan Rice's goal against Real Madrid, right? You could just see it bending in, right? You could just see it into that top corner.
like some people are saying that Raya was a bit slow and he could have got there, but I don't think so. Like it skimmed the inside of the post. You know, it was like
Oh, it's perfection.
perfection. And then what's frustrating is that went in the 83rd minute, and then we finally start going, oh, okay, let's actually try and do something. And I don't. Eze had this, what I personally think should have been a goal. He kind of crept in a 1-2 with, I don't know who it was, maybe I don't know who it was, but and then he was running in on goal from the left hand side and just kind of kept hold of the ball too long, and then basically fell over instead of shooting. So yeah, it was frustrating because look, you can go to Liverpool and lose. You know, most people do, but I think they were there for the taking, and I just think if we were a little bit braver, I think we win that game. And the problem with Arsenal is I heard this really good point yesterday morning, which is that everyone's saying, oh, Arsenal didn't do anything. They didn't try to win it. And everyone's like, yeah, but neither did Liverpool. But my point is Liverpool don't need, they're the Premier League champions. You know what I mean? They've already proved that they've got what it takes to win and be the champions. Arsenal are still in this period where it's like second. Can you go and take it off the other team? And I felt like the weekend was our chance to show that we're different, that we can take it, and that we want it bad enough. And I just
You mean business?
yeah, and it just disappointed me because you look at the players on that bench. We should have been at least scoring a goal in that game, at least. So that was frustrating. And again, you know,
Any
Gyökeres up there.
standout performance for an Arsenal? Anyone that really stood out for you?
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I don't even go into the fact. And by the way, I'd like to give myself some credit here. I haven't mentioned the fact there was no Saka, there was no Odegaard. Saliba went down in the first minute.
That list of excuses is long.
Ben White. Anyway, but I thought standout. Shut up. I thought standout was Mosquera, the centre back we bought from Valencia, who came on for
The
Saliba.
Venezuelan.
No, he's Spanish. He's Spanish.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mosquera, the centre back. He's come on. He's had a few preseason games and he's had a few like 10-minute cameos in the first two games. But he came on for Saliba at Anfield in his first Premier League game, and I thought he was quality. I think we've genuinely got our next Saliba in him. I think he's really good. Who else? I thought
Is he definitely Spanish, Nick? I thought he was.
yeah, he's a Spanish under
Venezuelan.
21. Oh yeah,
You're
look,
right, Spanish. Yeah, Spanish football.
when I say Spanish, was he born in Spain? Maybe not.
Oh, there you go. He was born in Alicante to Colombian parents. So
There you
yeah, there you go. Spanish Colombian, South American.
Yeah, so he was really good. He's just, you know, he's athletic, he's fast, he's good in the challenge. He can pass, so I think he's a really good player for the future. Who else?
Like Vieira. Tall as Vieira.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
tall.
Rice played all right. Madueke, actually, I tell you what, Madueke on that right hand side, particularly in that first half, had Kirkes on toast. Apart from that, it was slim pickings. Eze looked pretty neat when he came on. I don't know if you saw that on the left-hand channel there. He got the ball and the ball came to him. And rather than going on the outside, he just used his right foot to tap it around the defender. And then he went the opposite side and recollected the ball.
Yeah.
But the thing that frustrates me with Arsenal, we're still not playing how you would play with a 9 like Gyökeres. Like, it was the same as the Manchester United game. He got absolutely zero service the whole game.
Yeah.
So
It's a shame. It's a waste, mate, because he's a tall guy as well. He could score with his head, with his feet. He got offers you a lot of options.
yeah, I think we definitely need to figure out how to play with him as our number 9. Otherwise, it's just a waste. It's just a complete waste. So,
But I always find though, mate, with these international breaks, sometimes it's actually a good reflection moment. The transfer window's closed, all the hype and noise. The players now can go have a bit of a break because obviously they've had an intense pre-season.
Yeah.
They've had their first games coming up for 2 or 3 weeks, and now they can actually detach a little bit, come together, and then this is when the season really takes off, mate. The players will start gelling together, and then they can just focus up until Christmas now. It's going to be a big push until December.
It's funny you say that because as a fan, I hate this early international break. Like, you finally get Premier League football back and then you play 3 games and then it's like you got to wait again. So as a fan, I hate it, but I hear what you're saying from a squad point of view, just to kind of reset and focus. But Yeah, sitting here right now, I think this season is going to be incredibly frustrating for Arsenal as a fan, as a collective, because there's just so much media pressure on Arsenal to win it this season. So every time we make a mistake, the media and the noise on us is just like full
And
volume.
Arteta, mate, the scrutiny on him this year is going to be huge, mate. Honestly, he's
So
got to deliver. There's no two ways about it, mate. The amount of money he spent, the amount of time he has. But the problem is, right, all the noise is coming external because I know inside Arsenal,
no,
if
they're
the
happy.
board, the players are happy, the board support him,
Yeah.
they love him.
No,
So
they love him, and that's the thing.
yeah,
It's all external noise, but I think the problem why Arteta has nowhere to hide this season is he's finally got 99.5% of what he needs and what he wanted. So there's no more excuses from a player profile point of view. But again, I listened to another podcast the other day and they were saying it doesn't matter if you have all the right tools, if you don't know how to use them, the tools are useless. And that's my worry with Arteta. If he wants to play this kind of safe, defensive, kind of rigid football, we're not gonna take advantage of Eze, Odegaard, Gyökeres, Madueke. We're not going to take advantage of these players. So anyway, it is what it
which
is.
is not which is not really the way he likes to play anyway, Nick. I think he was just like has to. Like, you're going to Anfield at the end of the day. Liverpool will score lots of goals, and just got his tactics wrong at the end of the day, mate. He thought maybe we can nick a goal or two on the counter attack and do that against Liverpool.
Yeah,
But
it's fine margins. Like if we walk out of there with a 0-0,
yeah, no one will be
everyone's
talking.
no one's talking about anything
Hmm.
other than just a solid job done away from home. So
Yeah.
it's small margins. But moving into the rest of the fixtures, I'm going to have to put my hand up and say I don't actually have the predictions from last week because I'm in a different location today. But
Yeah.
we'll recap on that next week. But Chelsea Fulham 2-0. I've got to say, just quickly, the VAR decisions on that.
Just gonna say that, mate. I watched the game as well because it was the early kickoff, Nick. It was honestly, it was horrible to watch from a Fulham perspective. Like they were so unlucky. Like the referee, honestly, just ruined that game. Absolutely ruined it.
Yeah, and I just don't understand how you can have that many people, that many cameras. How can someone not make the right decision there?
But the thing is, right, with the first goal, Nick, right, the Fulham player, has done a genuine one of those skills when you pivot around the ball,
Yeah,
and then he's landed on
on
the
the
player's
foot.
foot. Yeah, the player's put his foot. I mean, he's in control of the ball. The other players tried to tackle him. Yeah. So, given nothing to Fulham for that. So that was really, yeah, because that's when Fulham scored, right? The young kid up front
Yeah,
for scored.
on his
Mate, really
debut or
good,
something.
yeah, on his debut, yeah.
And that's the
Good
thing. Like,
player.
I know
Really
it's
good
early
player.
in the season, but as speaking from a rival point of view, that's 3 points to a title rival that potentially might not have been 3 points. That might have finished a draw. Fulham might have gone on to win that, and then you've got Fulham who are probably competing for like maybe a Conference League spot. I think the fact that we're still having these kind of situations arise is just ridiculous. So yeah,
But can I say, mate, I was impressed with Fulham, mate. King, his name is, the young kid, really well. And
yeah,
then the other chap up front, they got Muniz, mate. He looks really good, mate.
yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
He
I
had a
was really
really good
impressed with
season.
Fulham. Yeah,
Yeah,
really good.
I
Chelsea look
think
average. I don't think
yeah.
they.
I think they'll take some time to find their feet, and I think, like you said, they've played non-stop football since last season with that Club World Cup. So it'll be interesting to see how Chelsea go this season without a proper break and all these new faces. But
But they've lost the lap now. He's out. He's done his hamstring, so he's out
yeah,
for a few months. I reckon. I think 2-3 months he'll be out
yeah, I
for.
saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Chelsea signed 3 or 4 players on that in the last 24 hours of that window. I mean, it's ridiculous. They literally just pick up players like grapes. It's crazy. Wolves, Everton. I think you got this one right. I think I picked Wolves and you picked Everton, but Everton ran out 3-2 winners, which was a decent win.
Yeah, yeah, I knew Everton would go there because Wolves have been really bad this season. I mean, they're leaking goals. It's not the Wolves that we've seen in the past. I mean, I'm actually concerned for Wolves this season, mate. I reckon they could be in relegation. And
I
even
think they're in
get,
trouble too. And I
they're
got to
in trouble,
say,
mate.
David Moyes has to probably be one of my favourite managers in the sense that obviously what happened at Manchester United happened at Manchester United, and I think that cast a big shadow over him for a long time. But he's just such a rock solid manager.
Yeah, he's just suited to Everton, right?
Yeah.
The way they play, he gets the best out of that club and the team all the time.
Yeah.
His tenure at Everton has been like, it's one of the best
Yeah.
in that regard. And
And I
that's
think,
why I think Man United took that gamble. Obviously, Alex Ferguson actually recommended
yeah.
Moyes. Like, he wanted Moyes in, and Moyes had a good crack at it. And yeah, tough
Yeah.
job. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen it.
So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how high he can take Everton this year, because I think Jack Grealish will be a big difference maker to them.
Yeah,
Manchester United 3, Burnley 2, last minute penalty to Manchester for the win.
mate, did you see the celebrations at the end?
Yeah, I know.
It's like they won the Premier League again.
I mean,
Unbelievable. This is
like it just goes to show though. Like they've won that and everyone moves on. Do you know what I mean? But the reality is, after losing to Grimsby at home, the next game they are seconds away from drawing to Burnley. They're just they're a
Mate, that's football, right? It's fickle, mate. It's literally like, it's the results game. That's how it works,
yeah. So
You
yeah,
one week and then the other week you get the result and everyone loves you.
and I don't think they didn't end up buying a midfielder, right? Which was I think the thing they needed. They needed someone in that midfield, and I don't think they got it done. They just brought in that goalkeeper, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
So
They had to get rid of, is it Onuna?
no, he's still there. They didn't get rid of any of the goalkeepers. They've just bought this young Belgium goalkeeper.
Oh, because I thought he was rumoured to be going to Saudi, so he never left in the end.
No, he's still there. Yeah,
Mate, he's got to
there.
be one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen.
Without question. But what I don't understand is on that last day, it was apparently between this young Belgium kid and Martinez from Aston Villa. I'm like, for me, all day you go for Martinez. He's exactly what Manchester United need. Anyway, Sunderland 2, Brentford 1. Another last minute winner, I think, from Sunderland.
Yeah. I've managed to watch a Sunderland game. I mean, you saw them, I think, the first.
I watched
game,
their first
you was really
opening
impressed,
game.
weren't you?
Yeah, I was really impressed. But then they went and lost to Burnley in the second match. But to get 6 points out of the first 9 for a promoted team is a pretty good effort.
Oh, totally. They got your old mate in there midfield, the general, right? He's probably killing it in there.
It was his cross for the last minute winner.
Yeah.
Mate, he's such an underrated player.
He is, mate. He's so underrated, mate. He was one of those annoying midfielders I'd hate to play against, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly, he just gets in your face, gets stuck in. Saka. No, sorry, what's his name? Xhaka, sorry, that's it, Xhaka. Yeah. He's an aggressive player.
I don't think we've replaced him yet, to be honest. Like in that kind of left-hand 8 role. Like the last 2 seasons he had for Arsenal, I thought he was pretty much our best top 2 player of the season in the last 2 seasons he had at Arsenal, and I don't think we've replaced him. But
well, you had Flemini, you had Fabregas, you had Xhaka, obviously, but you haven't had that because they were all pretty. I mean, Flemini, for example, he was always getting stuck in as well, right? He was quite an aggressive midfielder.
Yeah,
Fabregas technically was very strong and always got stuck in as well.
Yeah.
But because Declan Rice, he gets stuck in a bit, but I would say he's the most aggressive one. He's not a general. I won't call him a general in there.
no. But what I mean, Xhaka in that last season and a half, going forward, he contributed so much from a goal threat point of view, and I don't think Declan Rice has done that yet. Like Declan Rice is up and back, wins the ball back, is everywhere. But I still think his kind of end product in terms of goals and assists and creativity, he's lacking a bit, in my opinion. Leeds 0, Newcastle 0. I tell you what, it's been a Newcastle. What's that? That's a loss and 2 draws. So they've got 2 points from their opening 9. But I think now that the Isak thing's done and dusted, they'll probably start to settle a little.
Yeah, well, they got Champions League right next season as well, so that's going to impact their season as well.
Yeah, they got Champions League football, and they brought in that Wissa guy from Brentford, who I think is a solid player, and they've brought in that giant. Yeah, a lot of money, but I mean that's where the Premier League's gone now, isn't it? And they brought in that 6'7" German striker, who I know nothing about, but
the next Peter Crouch.
Yeah, the next Peter Crouch.
Unit. Yeah. I think it's interesting when you sign a player like that, Nick, though, right? Isn't it? I mean, it's obviously going to speak volumes of their game, right? Get the ball, crosses, and let's try and win some headers. But
Well,
then they've got
they're a
some
physical team, aren't
physical team, yeah. But they got, was it Burns from the defender? He's a
they?
tall
Yeah,
lad as well. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, they're a physical brute of a team, aren't they? So
yeah,
they'll probably transition to that. And I mean, it's quite funny. I don't know if you see it, but they've got some very good videos when they welcome new players to their team on their Instagram page. They get like
I need to
local
see it.
legends
I do
to
know.
kind of do like a welcome video for them. You should check it out. It's quite funny.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
Um,
people are doing that, right? Didn't they do that with Izzy when Henri left a message for him,
Yeah,
right?
but Newcastle literally get like when I say legends, I mean like legends of the town. So like
Oh,
the guy who for the welcome video for Wissa, they got this guy, this old boy who rides around Newcastle every day, fully dressed out in black and white on his Harley Davidson, and
that's brilliant.
he's sitting there on his Harley, basically telling Wissa how much that he's gonna love it here and we're all behind you and all this kind of stuff
We
in a
should get this
Geordie
guy on. We
accent.
should get him on the show, mate. Get him on
Yeah, we
here.
should. Next, they'll get what's our old workmate Jono.
Jonathan Hopes, get Hopesy on here.
Get Hopesy.
Yeah,
He'd
I
be a
haven't spoken
great
to Hopesy
person.
for years. Yeah, it'd be
No, I
good.
haven't. I don't know. Last time I saw he was living out in rural New South Wales on a farm or something.
No, I don't know where he lives. I think he's up the Central Coast.
Is
I
he?
think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been meaning
Um,
to catch up with him, but I haven't had a chance.
yeah, no, he's a proper Geordie, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He's probably burning down Alexander Isaac's house as we speak.
Mate, he'd probably want to kill him, mate, knowing Johnny, mate.
I'll tell you what, he wouldn't be able to come back to Newcastle.
No way, no way. I saw a little video of the young kids like screaming swear words at him when he was coming out
It's
the
such a
train.
shame that they've already played them. Like, how good would it be if in the next month or two they had to go up to St James's Park?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God. Brighton 2, Man City 1.
I know, mate. What a shock. Well,
I'm
what is
telling
it?
you.
Shock? Yeah, it's not really a
Well,
shock, right?
I think it's a shock in the sense that we just expected Man City to be Man City of 2 years ago. We just thought, right, there's no way they're going to not come back this season. So,
But Nick, how bad were they against Spurs, though, mate? Honestly, I think it was
mate,
the worst I've ever seen them, mate. To be fair,
yeah.
really bad.
And they went 1-0 up in this game, didn't they?
I think they did. Yes, they did.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Haaland.
I don't. I mean, yeah, it's not looking too good, and I don't think they brought in Donnarumma at the end of the window, but I don't think they've
Mhm.
brought in any other outfield players from what I can remember.
No, but what's been interesting, they re-signed that Trafford, the young kid that was with them, and
Yeah,
they've brought him back in as the number one, and then they've brought Donnarumma
yeah.
in. So I don't know what's going on with this
Oh,
keeper situation. They've got
there's
three keepers now.
there's no
What would you
way
be thinking if your name's Trafford, right? You just got signed. They spent like 27 minutes to bring him back to the club, and now he's going to be on the bench.
No, it's like Delap with Chelsea. They signed Delap, and then a month later they sign what's his name, Pedro.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, there's no way Donnarumma isn't the number one goalie for Man City for the rest of the season. Surely
mate, he's gonna end up being their player of the season, mate. I tell you, he's a great keeper, really good keeper.
he is a very good keeper. But I think I don't know. Pep Guardiola, you can never count him out, and they still have some unbelievable players. But I'm not convinced. I genuinely think they'll be at best in a top four battle this year.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. I think
So
they're going, I think they're going for a bit of a crisis, mate. Definitely.
I think just a change. It's just that
Yeah,
period of change, you know.
yeah. But didn't you mention this last week? Do you reckon? Again, going back to the complacency, right? They won the triple, what, 2 years ago?
They won the treble 2 years ago.
Treble,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. So have a lot of these players checked out? I mean, they've done a lot of changes and stuff. I don't know. Does that creep in?
Well, you've got to look
This
at
is
it
not.
like De Bruyne's gone, Gundogan's just gone again, Edison, the
Grealish.
goalkeeper's gone, Kyle Walker's not there anymore.
Yeah,
Pep, whether you want to say it plays a part or not, is going through some personal issues. You know, he's kind of on and off with his misses. So I just think, yeah, I think in the Premier League, if you're not 100% on it every minute of every minute, from manager down to kit man, I think you get found out, and I just don't think they're at the level that they've been for so long.
mm,
So
It's
Yeah,
like any
100%.
professional, though, right, mate? You turn up to work. If you're mentally not there, you've got a lot of things going on in the background, mate. You don't perform at work, right? So
No,
there's no hiding in the Premier
no.
League as well.
Forest nil, West Ham 3. That was a big surprise. I think we both picked Forest as you would expect. So for West
Yeah,
Ham to pull out 3-0 away to Forest was pretty incredible.
they needed that West Ham, mate, because they've been in crisis as well this season.
Big time.
Yeah,
And then another massive surprise, Villa nil, Palace 3
yeah,
at Villa Park. I couldn't
yeah,
believe that. Again, I think you picked Palace and I picked Villa in
yeah.
this one. And again, Villa are another one of these teams who, for the last 2 years, have been pretty rock solid. And now I think they I don't think they drew
They
against
signed,
Newcastle and then they've got 1 point from 9.
but they've done a couple of signings towards the end as well, mate. So they're probably,
Well, they signed Jadon Sancho. I mean, let's face it, they might as well have signed you.
yeah.
I mean
You
that
never know,
guy.
mate.
I
Yeah.
well, I
To be
don't know. I just
He's
think
not suited to the Premier League. It's not for him. Stay in Germany.
he's your classic kind of that's your stereotypical footballer these days. They get paid too much money too early, and their head goes. And so
Yeah,
he'll play 2, 3 good games, then he'll go missing. If he falls out with the coach, he'll just sit on the bench, won't care. I think Harvey Elliott's a good signing for them though. They got
yeah,
Harvey
yeah.
Elliott on a loan for the rest of the season.
I like him.
I think he'll be a very good signing for them. But yeah,
Mm,
it's been a slow start for Villa, that's for sure.
yeah.
And then in regard to transfers, I mean, we've touched on Isak, we've touched on Gade not going to Liverpool, Donnarumma to City. You boys picked up a tasty little last minute signing.
Oh, mate, little Xavi Simone. He's a good
No,
man.
not Xavi, the striker. Didn't you
I
pick
know
up
Yeah, Moani from
Muani
Paris
from?
Saint-Germain. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
mate,
good. He's
he's a
really good,
handy player.
mate. He's a very direct player. He's good with his feet. He's good with his head. He's gonna offer us a lot up front, mate. He's a very good player. But just going
What?
back to Xavi, man, I'm excited about Xavi. I mean, look,
Yeah.
although I was gutted we lost Eze, but Xavi, mate, he's still 23, a lot of bloody potential, and I think him and Moani are going to be an interesting combination, mate. They're gonna spice things up in that Spurs squad. They've got big personalities, very creative players. It's just what we needed, mate. We need that extra spark, and that's why when you were talking at the beginning about Spurs, really bad, typical Spurs. But I thought, you know what? Let's get this international break out of the way because with the signings we've got, I'm quite excited. Definitely with these two coming in.
Strike me as I think he needs to settle down, work hard, and put in consistent performances. He strikes me as one of those players where he's a bit up and down from a consistency point of view, and I think he's got the
Mm.
opportunity at Tottenham to.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. I think Solanke's injured. Injured. Yeah, yeah. So that's why we're very light up front, mate. Very light up front. Yeah. That's the Venezuelan I was talking about, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, I bet, mate. Yeah. Where's my internet gone? It's back, mate. I was just hot wiring it. Sorry. 1 second, I'm back. Can you see?